into it. Okay, for those of you who are there, apologies for the double clutch starting things off, but unfortunately we had some issues. I got to get some timing stuff straightened out here in a little while. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get things started for tonight. It is Wednesday the 20th. We are rapidly running out of month. Excuse me. And into the rest of the evening. Excuse me again. Allergies or something else at this time of the year. It is peak of the week, Wednesday the 20th. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen, Onek, keeping you, the viewer, updated as to what is going on across the area. And we do see the potential of a lot more rainfall coming our direction next few days. Could be the potential of maybe some flash flooding in there. Doesn't look like a lot, but it is something that definitely needs to be watched. We are getting into field day, end of school, graduation ceremony time frame of the year, so we do look for the potential of more problems taking place for outdoor stuff happening. We'll take a look at radar coming up here in just a little bit and show that we do have some activity around the area. Got questions? Drop them into the comments section. We'd love to see where you're from, where you're checking in, things like that. Great opportunity for you if you have anything in the way of questions out there to let us know. And again, just say hello if you want to. All you have to do is just type it in. We're on Twitch, YouTube, and on Facebook Live for tonight. You can catch me at any of my social media channels as well. Again, for right now, little if anything going on, but the next couple of days could give us some potential problems out there. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit. For the rest of the evening, possibility of showers and thunderstorms off and on. So if you're heading out for that late night munchy run, you might want to make certain you've got the umbrella with you. Just in case, very mild on the temperatures, numbers back into the high 60s. That's about as cool as it gets into overnight, so just not seeing a lot of cooler air out there. Thanks a lot to everybody for sending in the weather windows for this week. And our weather window for today comes to us from Birchwood, Tennessee. Great view. Thank you very much, News 12 viewer Regina, for our picture of the day for that sunset over the waters. Beautiful shot there. So thanks to you, thanks to Regina for sending that in, and thanks to everybody for sending in some great pictures. And if you have pictures, we'd love to see what you're seeing out there. You can email them to us. You can drop them to our social media pages with a comment of where or what you were looking at, what section of the country you're in, stuff like that. So if you'd like to be able to send that in, please do so, and yours could be the next weather window picture of the day. Find out more at our website for more details there. Did not make it to the 90s today. We have made it over 90 for this time of the year, but we've been blessedly not blazing hot. The record high for today is 97. That hasn't been broken or tied since 1962, and a record low that hasn't been broken since the 19th century. So we've done a pretty good job of keeping the temperatures near normal out there. 3/3 of an inch of precipitation today. We have an inch point 23 deficit for the month, and for the year we're working on an 8 1/3. Now we hopefully picked up some more rain in between the time where this rainfall amount ended earlier this afternoon into this evening, and again more potential for rain overnight, but we need every single raindrop that we can possibly get our hands on given the current conditions out there. Getting up for school in the morning should not be a major concern, but I would take the rain gear and have that ready to go just in case. Like my wife, if you're going to be working the car rider line, please make certain that you've got that rain gear ready. A lot of folks coming up on the last week of school, and also again the potential for good activity for tomorrow when it comes to anything involving getting out of school, and with hopefully little if any problems out there when it comes to getting home. But all through the day, chances of rain, better chances of thunder from lunchtime into the afternoon period, so be prepared for that. Not expecting severe weather, so good news on that. But for right now, we could definitely use a little bit more help where that is concerned. Got the quad view on. Let's see if we can switch over to the downtown view And we may still see, there's not much going on right now, but looking south, Lookout Mountain over on the right-hand side, TVA buildings in the lower section of the screen, and looking off to the south, which is where we saw some pretty good amounts of lightning over the last couple of hours. Those storms over the Alabama-Georgia line, looking that direction, not much in the way of lightning right now, but more potential of that off and on throughout the rest of the evening. There was one little flash taking place right there, so we still have some active thunderstorms there. Temperatures down a little bit to the mid-70s at the airport. Again, not doing too bad for the time being. Could be a little cooler for my taste. I am definitely not a summer type of person when it comes to the weather situation out there, so we could use a little bit more in the way of cooler weather, but that's just me talking. Got some decent amounts of showers over areas of I-24 between Manchester over toward around the area of Mont Eagle and all the way up to about Nashville. Those are lifting to the north. Excuse me. These used to be thunderstorms, but not seeing a lot of lightning with these at this time. And then down to the south, we've got more potential of showers and thunderstorms taking place south of Hamilton County and Chattanooga into and around. Those are the ones we just saw the lightning from right around the line there. You can see some of those lightning markers taking place there. Not that much, a few lightning markers earlier over parts of northeast Alabama, but for right now there's just little, if anything, really going on at this point where it comes to huge amounts of anything involving rainfall. More potential of rain could be a potential problem again into the morning hours, so I would not be surprised to see some rumbles of thunder taking place overnight. Doesn't look like anything in the way of severe weather, or at least even if there is any, there should not be that much going on. We'll take a look at more severe weather forecasts coming up here in just a little bit, but for right now things are decently quiet. Big picture, again, we've got this stationary front draped across the area, more warm moist air coming in from the Gulf and the Atlantic, and then back to the north, a little bit cooler, drier conditions, and that clash point right there along that front where the warm moist air is riding up over the top of that cooler, more dense, drier air down below, and that's where we're getting the showers and thunderstorms to develop along that frontal boundary. That boundary is red and blue. That means it's stationary, or what is called quasi-stationary. That means it's just not moving all that quickly out there. So what it's going to be doing over the next several days is sticking around. We're not going to be seeing anything in the way of any big amounts of huge amounts of severe weather. The dynamics just aren't there. Now, north of us, that's a better possibility for tonight. The storm system that caused all of this is way up into the Canadian Maritimes around the St. Lawrence Seaway and out toward Newfoundland in that area. So these storm systems pass by, catch the jet stream, move very quickly, and then leave behind a front which can linger for days, if not weeks. But that is not going to happen. This front will weaken decently in the next couple of days, but then we've got a new storm system coming our direction that will do a good job of making its way down our direction and basically merging with and reinforcing this first front. So we will see more potential of showers and thunderstorms over the next couple of days. That in and of itself is very good news because we need the help. Thanks to the rain we have picked up in the last month or so, our deficit is not quite as bad around the News 12 viewing area as it is in Middle Tennessee, Northeast Tennessee, the Virginias, the Carolinas, places like that. But again, we could definitely need some rain to help alleviate that. And between now and next week, Wednesday, 1 week from today, it's a very good possibility. The computer model's in decent agreement here that we may be looking at over 4 to 5 inches of rain, again, spread out over several days' time, and that is excellent news overall to help our deficit, our wildfire situation. The agricultural community is going to need this help and needs this rain. It's not going to be enough to erase the deficit, at least that's the way it looks like for right now, but the best potential for getting a good soaking in here between now and this time next week. looks to be very healthy, decently robust chances of rain. The problem is we just don't need all of it all at once. If we could avoid the flash flooding, that would be a very good thing. But in between, here and next week, some areas picking up 3 inches or less, some areas picking up 5 inches or more. So that is some pretty healthy amounts of rainfall out there. And that's where we see the potential of flash flooding as an issue. It doesn't seem to be a huge threat, but it is something that we do need to be weather aware, especially if you're traveling or live and drive through any low-lying areas that can fill up with that rain very quickly. Chances of precipitation causing flash flooding, there's a marginal 1 out of 4 threat into tonight. Tomorrow's threat, primarily east of Chattanooga and then well back to the west across areas from Kansas City down to Dallas. That'll be the best potential taking place right there. Then that chance regenerates and overspreads the area again on Friday and then lessens a bit as we head into the holiday weekend. The chances of rain diminish, but we still have chances of rain. The flash flooding threat goes away back to the east of us, and then we're just left with some rain chances out there. But again, with flash flooding a potential, that's something we do need to watch. Reminding everybody that if you're heading to the Gulf, the Caribbean, the East Coast, or even the West Coast of the United States, for the Pacific, hurricane season began 5 days ago. The season begins earlier in the Pacific than it does in the Atlantic for climatological reasons, warming of the waters, and more improved conditions out there. We're still in the beginning phases of what could be a very large El Nino effect in the Pacific, so that again is going to have a pretty good impact on the Atlantic, the Gulf, and the Caribbean. But there is only 11 days and change until the start of hurricane season in the Atlantic. Time to be weather aware, and remember, if you're heading to the coast, get the forecast before you go, because you want to make certain that you've got all the information you can before you head into an area that you have to head right back out of because of an evacuation of an approaching developing storm. So something to consider on that. Okay, into tomorrow for lunchtime. It is a good idea to keep your rain gear with you because we do still see that potential for rain across the area, and could be some thunderstorms out there by lunchtime tomorrow, so definitely something that you want to consider and keep track of. Chip Chapman's got your complete forecast coming up on the noon show and the morning show tomorrow, and on Let's Chat coming up at about 10 o'clock, so stay tuned for that. On May the 22nd, that's on Friday, if you'd like to volunteer with mywaterways.org to help clean up the trash that winds up in the Ocoee River east of Chattanooga, up into the hills, into eastern Tennessee, western North Carolina. Head to the Rogers branch, put in 9 o'clock Eastern, May 22nd, and help clean up the Ocoee River. Doesn't matter if it's not your trash. That is something that you can help with, and you want to know more, please go to mywaterways.org to find out more on that. The last class has arrived. The spring semester of Weather 101 from the National Weather Service in Nashville has arrived. This has been going on since early March. Weather 101 is a free webinar that you can attend, doesn't cost anything, so if you would like to attend the final one, you'll need speakers of some sort to hear, but you will not need a microphone unless you want to participate and verbally ask questions on here. So the upcoming topic, the last one tomorrow, will be all about, appropriately, hurricanes, and that'll be at 10 o'clock Central at weather.gov/OHX. If you'd like to find out more about what's going on there, it's totally free. Go there to sign up, and you can take the course, learn more about hurricanes, ask questions from the experts, and find out more details on that. Now, this is not the final Weather 101. This is just the spring semester, March, April, May. They'll take a break during summertime, and then there'll be another Weather 101 class coming up as we go into the fall semester in autumn. So if you'd like to know more, again, please go to their website for more details on what they're going to have as a topic. Now, we feature the weather window. We showed that to you earlier tonight, If you'd like to participate in another photo contest, in this case for a cash prize, the American Meteorological Society has extended the deadline for their photo contest for 2026. First place prize is $500 US, second place $300, third place $200, and the Members' Choice Award gets you $500 as well. If you'd like to send in a picture for this, if you got some great weather photography, that's great. You can go to their website for the rules and the themes as well. photocontest.ametsoc.org, and that is in effect until June 30th, 2026 at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you'd like to enter your pictures, please feel free to do so. And again, you can find out more at ametsoc.org. This is really cool. I'm looking forward to this coming out because this is truly one of the most amazing bits of history that I've ever really been able to take a look at. Tom Selleck starred as Ike in Countdown to D-Day, a miniseries from a few years ago. This one is starring Brendan Fraser as Eisenhower and Andrew Scott. If you've ever watched him as Moriarty on the BBC Sherlock program, he's just an amazing actor, plays an awesomely creepy Moriarty. He stars as Group Captain Stagg, the meteorologist who helped to predict the weather to safely land the troops for the D-Day beachhead invasion in France. And the story behind it is fascinating. The idea about what meteorology became to that point and where we have gone since then is really incredible. At this movie, it's called Pressure. This is coming out May 29th, and I'm looking forward to this. But the American Meteorological Society, if you'd like to ask questions and find out more, it's a really great opportunity to learn more about what happened back then. There's going to be a panel and a webinar coming up on next Tuesday, May 26th at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm looking forward to seeing this film. I'd like to know more about it, so I'm going to be part of this webinar. So if you'd like to take part in that, all you have to do is go to, again, ametsoc.org to find out more details from the American Meteorological Society. Very much looking forward to this film, and hopefully you get a chance to see this as well, about one of the most impressively just monumental turning points in history that hinged on a weather forecast to help pave the way for the invasion during World War II. So if you'd like to find out more about this, again, find out more from the American Meteorological Society for more details on that. All right, from Island Cove Marina and Resorts, looking out west over the waters of Lake Chickamauga, and the lights out in the distance. Not really too much going on at this point. Heading into Memorial Day on Monday, there will be the potential of more showers and thunderstorms every single day in the next several days. So outdoor activities, boating, barbecue, picnics, parades, whatever you've got going on into the holiday weekend, remembrance ceremonies, anything like that. Organizers and anybody in charge is going to have to watch the weather to make certain that everything is, again, safe for everybody out there. And paying attention to the weather is going to matter quite a lot. So please make certain that if you're out and about, no matter what you're doing, have a way to get and keep up to date with a weather forecast. Numbers on the high temperatures pretty much close to normal in the next several days. Low temperatures, not that cool. Again, getting into my not entirely too favorite time of the year. I'm just not a summertime temperature type of person, and I'm the type of person who went through 111 degrees of summertime temperatures back in Topeka, Kansas, where I was growing up, and followed that winter by minus 29 the day after Christmas. So you can't say we didn't have weather variety back in Kansas. So again, not too bad on the temperatures overall, and not seeing anything so far. No severe weather in this forecast. Isolated chances of some flash flooding. So through the holiday weekend and beyond, more potential rainfall out there. So every single day in the near future, we definitely need the rainfall, but that's not great news for anybody doing anything out of doors. Graduations, field day, picnics, whatever it is you've got going on, please be weather aware and keep it tuned to News 12, and we'll keep you advised as to what might be coming our direction on there. All right, real quick, I want to hop over here for just a second, and let me switch the view for everybody on Facebook to take a look at. Our weather poll question of the day. This is available at our website, wdef.com/vote now. There's news and sports polls, and Let's Chat, our 10 a.m. program polls you can go to. The weather poll for today was all about which was the Celtic god of one type of weather that was named Tyrannus. What was he the Celtic god of weather-wise? Snow, rain, or thunder? Most of you picked thunder, 79%, a clear majority on that, and that was the correct choice on that. So kind of delving into weather and mythology, two of my favorite things there. Thanks to Williams Plumbing Services for being our sponsor for the weather poll. And if you'd like to get there, use the QR code on your screen, or again, go to our website at wdef.com/vote now, and you can take those poll questions whenever you want to, and we'll have the answers coming up a little bit later tomorrow. So again, please stay tuned for more on that. That should pretty much wrap it up for tonight. Again, so far so good on the weather. No severe weather, maybe some heavy rainfall at times, but otherwise not that much going on, so good news on that. And over the course of the next few days, we should be seeing the potential of less in the way of very strong weather, but we are going to be watching for the potential of a decent amount of rainfall out there. So please pay attention to what's going on with the weather by keeping it tuned to News 12, and we'll keep you advised on that into the course of the next several days. That should do it for tonight. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. Chip has got your forecast bright and early on Thursday morning starting at 5 a.m. And, of course, I'll see you back here on News 12 tomorrow night. Thanks very much to our weather intern extraordinaire, Spencer Holt, for filling in for me yesterday. Had some family stuff to take care of, so I was unable to be here. So thanks to Mr. Spencer for filling in. Great team here at News 12. Production, news, weather. Proud to be a part of what goes on here at News 12. So again, thanks to everybody for pitching in and being willing to help out where it's necessary. That'll do it. Thanks for joining us again tonight, and we'll talk to you again coming up on Thursday.